Welcome back to our playoff special. We are going with our next playoff matchup, round one.
Excitement.
We've got Eric Hipples Nipples at 6-7, coming in against Doughboy 8-5, the only representative from the Knoll division. Anyway, as we look at these matchups, this is going to be a little bit higher scoring, we think, than the other game that we previewed. But anyway, as you look at Hips Nips, just making his way through there. Now, you had him predicted at 2-11 this year. Do you have any words for Hips?
Well, I'm proud of the Christopher. I think that he's done well. I'm not really sure, even as I look back on the season, I still don't understand how he's won.
Yeah.
Even though he laid the smackdown on the Mighty Trash,
Mm-hmm.
It was like a big blur.
Yeah.
A big, hairy blur.
Yeah. Do you think it's beginner's luck here?
I don't know what it is. Like, it's just mass confusion, and I just don't have an answer for it.
All right, well, Jim gets in for the second year in a row, hoping to defend his title,
Man.
and so we'll wait and see what happens with
That
Jim.
old-timer, he's smooth.
He is.
He is smooth with those grandma glasses.
Yep.
Man.
All right, Donovan McNabb against the Giants. Very important game for Philadelphia and for the Giants. And then you've got Flacco versus Detroit. Now, the Giants give up a ton of touchdowns in the year. 21 they've given up. And then you look at Flacco against Detroit. Detroit's given up 27. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're Jim, you have two really good quarterbacks in for matchups-wise doing fantasy recently. Alex Smith is doing pretty well. Kurt Warner is doing well.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner, his first game against San Francisco, did not play well.
Mm-mm.
Do you think there's a chance that who do you start? Let me ask you that.
The Mighty Commish would recommend that he starts Joseph Flacco.
Okay.
Because of the Lions rule that seems to be coming back into effect over the past couple of weeks, where teams can do what they please against the Lions, whether it's passing or running. And I see that he is more than likely going to be playing the Ray Rice. So I would say one of those two is guaranteed to have a huge day, and then I hope that the other one has an average day.
Yeah.
One of them is going to be in the upper 20s.
Okay, but at this point in time, do you put your playoffs on a thing and a hope?
Yes, because I personally would not recommend sitting the Flacco for, say, Warner, and then Flacco's the one that has the monster day, and Ray Rice is not really part of their game plan.
Okay.
Then you look horrible, soldier-like.
All right. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb. My bold prediction of the week. I'm going to say that Alex Smith outscores Joe Flacco for his quarterback. Now, would I have the guts to put Flacco on the bench and Smith in there? Probably not. And look where I'm at anyway. So who am I to talk? But that's a bold prediction, and I think it will come true. That said, who would you rather have, or who do you like better, McNabb or Flacco?
Flacco.
Okay. Flacco for Flacco.
I'm not real sure about the weather out in New York this weekend either. It's going to be freaking cold out there.
And if it's anything like the 50-mile-per-hour winds that almost blew off your toupee as we were coming into the studio today, it's going to be bad news. Anyway, let's just move on. Ryan Grant and Ricky Williams and Ray Rice versus LT. I'm going to pick Doughboys matchups here. I just think they're tasty.
I am too, and I would go one level larger on the taste buds and call them scrumptious. I think that Ray Rice at Detroit is 25 to 35 range, and LT against a struggling Dallas defense who apparently doesn't play football in December. I like them as well.
Okay. Ricky Williams against Jacksonville and Ryan Grant. Okay matchups, nothing too spectacular. It's going to be freezing in Chicago. But interestingly enough, we were watching the Packers game. Ryan Grant didn't look that good, and they were actually giving him handoffs to they were rotating between Jackson and Amon Green. So it has to worry nipples just a little bit.
Yes.
Nobody likes worried nipples.
No, or cold ones.
No, they don't. Mike Sims Walker, Calvin Johnson, and Santonio Holmes. You said you would downgrade Calvin Johnson.
I would downgrade him a little bit just because of Dante Culpepper being a moron. He's a horrible play at quarterback where he'll have 2 or 3 good throws and then 8 bad ones.
Okay.
You just have to hope that 1 or 2 of those good ones is a deep bomb to the Calvin, which is possible.
Okay, Mike Sims Walker against Miami. He's been struggling lately. Is this the game he comes back alive?
We'd better hope so for the nipple's sake. He's still getting his targets.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not. Either they're not good passes or he's not having good hands right now. Not sure, but it's playoff time. Walker will come through.
Santonio Holmes in our Thursday night game. A decent
Cleveland.
matchup there
they're
against Cleveland.
horrible.
And Pittsburgh really needs this game.
They have to win this game.
So
have to win this game.
Big rivalry. On the other side of things, Sidney Rice, Steve Smith, who's actually been a pretty good play for Jim lately. Put double digits last week, I believe, with 11 points. Robert Meacham, again, continues to score, whether it's by hook or by crook. He's getting it.
He is.
And so anyway, I think if you're Jim, you just got to keep riding that pony. Right?
Yeah, I do. But I think this pony, it turns into a two-legged pony for the Meacham. I see a big fat 0.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to be part of the game plan.
Sidney Rice still getting targets, but I will say this, Percy Harvin getting a lot more looks from Brett Favre lately. So.
He is, and the Cincinnati corners are very excellent corners.
Yeah. I think when you look at the idea of Sidney Rice, not I think Percy Harvin's getting more because he's more of that Donald Driver type receiver that Brett Favre really likes. So anyway, Jason Witten against San Diego and Antonio Gates against Dallas. I love how we have some of these games have San Diego on both sides against Dallas on both sides. Yep. It just makes it more fun to watch for the guys.
Yes.
But anyway, as far as the matchups go, really Witten has a little bit better of a matchup, but both of them are pretty much a wash.
It's the same. Okay. They're both solid matchups. Good matchups.
Ravens against Detroit, that's huge. 11.5 points the Lions give up. But Kansas City gives up almost 10 points. So, but the Bills, do you really trust the Bills defense to get you through the playoffs?
No.
Well, that's what he's doing. I mean, he traded the Steelers defense, who would be going up against the Browns this week.
I mean, listen, there's no rhyme or reason sometimes to the Doughboy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Maybe he's got an inside source. No, he doesn't.
All right. Anyway, in this game, who do you think?
I'm taking the first upset of the year, playoff year, based on seeds.
Okay.
And I'm taking the surprised nipples to deliver a hairy one to the Doughboy.
Everyone likes surprised nipples.
They are. Surprise! I'm taking the hairy nip in a decent win. I mean, a good-sized cushion. I'm talking 20 to 30-point win
really? Wow.
For the nipple. And it comes down to the Walker, the Holmes, and the Johnson. I think his receivers separate himself from the Doughboy.
All right, I am going to take the Doughboy. Need to also gain some games here. But I really think that the Ray Rice, and I also think that Steve Smith against Philadelphia could have a very, very big Sunday night game. And we'll have to wait and see what takes place. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Doughboy on this one. All right, that concludes the main playoff bracket. We'll be back with some consolation talk and kind of muscle our way through all the loser brackets, which I'm a part of. Thank you very much. That's me right here. 2 thumbs back at this guy. We'll be right back.